In the annals of history, there are moments that seem too surreal to be true, yet they are indelibly etched into the fabric of time. One such extraordinary event occurred in 1809, when Napoleon Bonaparte, the formidable French emperor, orchestrated the audacious abduction of Pope Pius VII, an act that sent shockwaves reverberating across Europe and beyond. The stage was set against the backdrop of the Napoleonic Wars, a tumultuous period of conflict that engulfed much of Europe as Napoleon sought to expand his empire and exert his dominance over the continent. The Papal States, a swath of territory in central Italy governed by the Pope, stood as an obstacle to Napoleon's ambitions, both politically and territorially. Tensions between Napoleon and the papacy had been simmering for some time, exacerbated by the Pope's refusal to comply with Napoleon's demands, including the imposition of trade restrictions and the enforcement of Napoleon's continental system, which aimed to isolate Britain economically. Frustrated by the Pope's perceived defiance, Napoleon resolved to take drastic action. In July 1809, French forces under Napoleon's command marched into Rome, swiftly overpowering the Papal Guard and seizing control of the city. With the Eternal City under his thumb, Napoleon turned his attention to Pope Pius VII, who found himself facing an ultimatum: comply with Napoleon's demands or face the consequences. Faced with the specter of coercion and intimidation, Pope Pius VII reluctantly acquiesced to Napoleon's demands, signing the humiliating Treaty of Fontainebleau in June 1810. Among its provisions was a stipulation that the Papal States would be annexed to the French Empire, effectively extinguishing the temporal power of the papacy and reducing the Pope to little more than a puppet of Napoleon's will. But Napoleon's ambitions did not end there. Determined to assert his dominance over the spiritual as well as the temporal realm, Napoleon sought to demonstrate his authority by compelling Pope Pius VII to crown him Emperor of the French in a grandiose ceremony at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. However, the Pope's compliance was not forthcoming. Sensing the gravity of the situation, Pope Pius VII resisted Napoleon's demands, refusing to participate in the coronation ceremony and daring to defy the emperor's will. In retaliation, Napoleon resorted to the ultimate act of coercion, the abduction of the Pope himself. In a dramatic display of power and hubris, Napoleon ordered French troops to seize Pope Pius VII and transport him to France, where he would be held captive as a prisoner of the emperor. The abduction sent shockwaves throughout Europe, eliciting outrage and condemnation from religious and political leaders alike. Yes, Napoleon kidnapped the Pope. For nearly 5 years, Pope Pius VII languished in captivity, confined to various palaces and residences under French guard. Despite his predicament, the Pope remained steadfast in his faith and his refusal to capitulate to Napoleon's demands, earning him admiration and sympathy from Catholics around the world. One of the French guards assigned to watch over the Pope, a man named Laurent Testo, developed a deep admiration and respect for his prisoner. Moved by the Pope's unwavering faith and humility, Testo defied orders from his superiors and secretly provided assistance to the Pope, including delivering messages to and from the outside world. The abduction of Pope Pius VII had far-reaching consequences, not only for the papacy and the Catholic Church, but also for the broader geopolitical landscape of Europe. It underscored Napoleon's unbridled ambition and willingness to trample upon the traditional institutions of power in pursuit of his imperial ambitions. Ultimately, however, Napoleon's hubris would be his downfall. The tide of public opinion turned against him, and his empire began to fall apart. In 1814, as Napoleon's grip on power slipped away, Pope Pius VII was finally released from captivity and restored to his rightful place in Rome. After his defeat at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon was exiled by the British government to St. Helena, a remote island in the South Atlantic Ocean, and spent the remaining 6 years of his life there. Pope Pius VII played a crucial role in re-establishing the authority and influence of the papacy following this tumultuous period in European history. He died on August 20, 1823 in Rome. History never ends.